What is going on, everybody, and welcome to episode number 8 of Trying Tottenham, the series where we go and buy every single Tottenham Hotspur player in hopes of building the very best Tottenham Hotspur squad. And as you can see right there, we make a huge signing, one of our most expensive non-informed signings, in the form of Gareth Bale, who this transfer season has been all about whether he will stay at Spurs or if he'll go to Madrid. And really, he's been the main topic in pretty much every league, just because Real Madrid is involved. But nothing has been finalized as of yet, so he's still at Spurs, so we're still going to use him in this squad. And he's definitely going to be one of the players that is going to cost us the most because of the many informs that he's got on his card. But we put him straight into the squad and we go into our first match, and this is against an all-Brazilian Liga do Brazil side, and it doesn't have the very best players. As you can see, he doesn't quite have Neymar in there. He does have Wagner Love at striker and Carlos Eduardo at center tagging mid, and he's actually got I can't remember the left back from Arsenal that went to Flamengo, I believe. But he starts off really early in the second minute. I hadn't even touched the ball yet, and with Marcos Jr., his silver striker, he takes the lead, and we come straight back. As you can see, we give the ball to Gareth Bale, and he does the one thing that you don't want to do when Gareth Bale has the ball, and that's give him space, because when you do, he does something like that, which is something he's been doing with Tottenham all year, really, or all of last year, smashing in goals from outside of the box. Especially if you give him that kind of time, he's going to punish you. And we put through Defoe, just destroying Juan for pace in the 33rd minute before finessing it past his goalkeeper to put us up 2-1. So a very good comeback considering we were losing so early on, and we weren't quite done here. Paulinho actually plays a really nice ball to Gareth Bale, who is obviously going to smash that with his left foot. And one thing I tend to do with this Tottenham squad is because Gareth Bale is left-footed and playing on the left, and Aaron Lennon is right-footed playing on the right, I tend to swap wings so that they switch sides so they can all cut in and shoot. So you're going to see a lot of goals like that come from Gareth Bale, but he comes back in the 63rd minute and scores off a header. So we're up 3-2, and we actually put a little bit of a cushion between us and our opponent when we put Aaron Lennon in. As you can see, as I was talking earlier, he's coming down the left side, and he can cut it in and shoot with his right foot to put it underneath the oncoming goalkeeper's arm in the 74th minute to put us up 4-2. And we go into the 80th minute, and really this is crunch time. It's the time where you really need to buckle down your defense and try to hold on. But as you can see, he scores with Wayne Rooney. He actually made a sub and brought in Kun Aguero, Eden Hazard, and Wayne Rooney into his squad, which kind of ruined the whole Brazilian theme. Don't really understand why people tend to do that. I'm assuming it was his team on the bench, and he just happened to put those players in. But he ends up leveling the game at 4-4, and we go into extra time. And we do a little mazy run with Iago Falque. He does have really good dribbling for a silver player, so you can see we're just going back and forth, waiting for him to make a mistake, and he finally does, and Defoe is going to punish him and put it into the back of the net in the 96th minute to give us the 5-4 lead. And in the end, that is how this game is going to finish. A pretty disappointing win in some aspects, because we did give up a 2-goal lead at some point, but we did end up with a victory, which is always nice to see. And we're starting to get some wins just because we've got a full attacking front three that is gold. And we decided to beef up the defense, because after conceding 4 goals, you really want to do something about it. So we're obviously going to go and buy a center back, and that comes in the form of Yunus Kabul, who has 77 pace in this game, but he has been injured for Spurs practically all season. I think he only played 1 game, so we'll see what EA decides to do with him in FIFA 14, whether they'll downgrade him in pace because he hasn't been playing, or whether they'll keep his pace at 77, or at least maybe a 75, considering they don't really have anything to test or to see if he's actually dropped in pace. But we go straight into the second match of this episode, and that's against the Walsall Tigers. And he's got a full Liverpool squad, but he's got the Celta Vigo Iago Aspas, and maybe that's because he didn't quite have the coins for it, but for whatever reason, we're finally playing against another full Premier League squad. And like I said in one of the previous episodes, that these are the games that I like to play, because you're really testing yourself against the other teams that are available on Ultimate Team without going into head-to-head. And we take a pretty early lead with Defoe, who absolutely smashes one past Pepe Reina. And one thing I've noticed, I've come up against Pepe Reina a few times, and he doesn't seem to be the very best of goalkeepers. So whenever I see him in goal, I'm really looking forward to scoring quite a lot of goals. And as you can see, Iago Falque scores, and he's actually our top scorer at the moment, considering he is a silver player, so he's played the most amount of games. But he does score quite a lot of goals from the middle of midfield, and Jermaine Defoe scores an absolute beauty of a goal. It hits off Pepe Reina's hands before pushing into the back of the net, but Not enough he could do there, and this goal is actually pretty sloppy. As you can see, it hits off the post, and his defender tries to clear it, and his goalkeeper takes it away before Gareth Bale slots it away with his right foot in the 36th minute. So you can see we're pretty much killing this guy. It's fairly early on in the game. We're still in the first half, and we're already up 4-0, but that was enough for him, and I can't really blame him. Being down 4-0 in the first half, 10 minutes actually before the first half ended, is never a good spot to be in. But it's a good win for us, 4-0 against a Liverpool side. So I guess you can kind of say that the Spurs side is better than this current Liverpool side, or better than this guy in particular. Not saying Liverpool is going to be a bad team this year, but if they do happen to lose Luis Suarez, they're definitely going to take a pretty big hit. Just as if Spurs lose Gareth Bale, they're going to take a pretty big hit as well. And to further beef up our defense, we go and purchase Brad Friedel, who is the other Spurs goalkeeper other than Hugo Lloris. And Brad Friedel's not too bad of a keeper, but he's obviously not the very best that we have. And we're obviously going to pick up Hugo Lloris later on in this series, but for now, we're going to give Brad Friedel a shot and goal. And go into our last game of this episode. And this is actually going to be against a very sweaty looking 5-2-2-1, or 5-2-1-2, sorry, Bundesliga side. And they're obviously really hard to play against. He's got Aubameyang and S1 at the striker position, and obviously those are always going to be a bit of a problem. But I actually want to talk about something else right now. I've actually hit 100 subscribers at the moment, which is absolutely insane for me. I got a recent influx of about 6 subscribers, I think, in one day, which is absolutely insane, and I'm really thankful for that. And I just want to thank everyone who's been there from the very beginning and those who are here now. And in case you want to see any of my other videos, I do have playlists. I tend to do that when I'm bored. I'll just go in and make playlists or start stacking up videos into a single playlist so that it's much easier for some subscribers to check out videos if they so choose. But yeah, basically just wanted to thank all of you, and thanks for the support, and hopefully I can have your continued support. But we'll go back into the clips, and as you can see, we're already 3-0 up before we play a beautiful long ball to Gareth Bale, and then he just does what Gareth Bale does best and smashes one into the top left corner. He tends to do that a lot, especially towards the end of this year, when I think the most recent, or the last game against Sunderland, was a pretty good example of that. But we're 4-0 up, and then Jermaine Defoe goes ahead and makes it 5-0, and that's actually how this game is going to end. But guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Feel free to like and subscribe if you did happen to enjoy it. There's plenty of episodes left. We're not quite done with the golds as of yet, but yeah, other than that, I hope to see you guys next time.